The incident at Mount Huron, humanity's wildcard. The Galactic Consortium, known as the Centauri Union, had watched Earth for decades, studying the chaotic, unpredictable behavior of its inhabitants. Humans were regarded as peculiar anomalies, capable of staggering compassion one moment and reckless savagery the next. Still, the Union didn't truly grasp the extremes of human potential until Incident 374A, a bizarre event that became a mandatory case study for all aspiring Centauri diplomats. Prologue. The observation. Captain Valek of the Centauri research vessel Eclipticon hovered above Earth, a planet classified as Class Omega, a designation given to worlds where sentient life posed a potential existential threat to itself and others. Valek and her crew were tasked with monitoring human behavior, focusing on isolated phenomena that showcased their extreme tendencies. That's how they found Zeke Thorne, a scrappy, wiry human with a penchant for hiking in the remote wilderness of Colorado. Zeke had no special training, no high-tech equipment, just a stubborn spirit and a love for solitude. When their scanners picked up 3 hyper-agitated ursine mammals, colloquially referred to as cocaine bears, descending on Zeke's location, the crew anticipated his swift demise. The bears had consumed an accidental cache of cocaine jettisoned during a botched drug deal, transforming them into 800-pound apex predators with erratic, hyper-aggressive behavior. The Eclipticon crew initiated a live feed, eager to witness Earth's natural hierarchy at work. What unfolded next defied every model and hypothesis in their database. Act 1. The encounter. Zeke, unaware of the impending doom, was roasting a marshmallow over a modest campfire. The first bear barreled out of the woods, foam dripping from its jaws, eyes bulging with manic energy. Zeke didn't flinch, he simply sighed. Figures. The bear charged. Centauri biologists noted its top speed, 35 miles per hour, and calculated the probability of Zeke's survival, 0.003%. The crew winced in anticipation, but instead of running, Zeke launched his burning marshmallow at the bear's face. The sugary projectile landed squarely in the beast's eye, causing it to rear back in pain and confusion. Zeke seized the moment, grabbing a log from the fire and swinging it like a baseball bat. The improvised weapon shattered against the bear's skull with a sickening crack, stunning it. "Looks like you've had enough sugar today," Zeke muttered, grabbing a sharp rock. The Centauri watched in stunned silence as the human leaped onto the bear's back, jamming the stone into a vital artery near its neck. The creature collapsed in a heap. Act 2. Escalation. Before Zeke could catch his breath, the second bear emerged. This one was larger and even more erratic, thrashing at trees and howling like a demon. It sniffed the air and locked eyes with Zeke, who now stood shirtless, covered in dirt and the blood of its fallen kin. "Great. You brought friends," Zeke said, cracking his knuckles. The Centauri couldn't believe what they were seeing. By all logic, Zeke should have been retreating or at least signaling for help. Instead, he shouted, "Come on!" and charged the bear himself. The crew's translator struggled to interpret his words. Was this an invitation? A challenge? Zeke grabbed a loose vine hanging from a tree and swung Tarzan style onto the bear's back. The creature thrashed violently, slamming into trees in an attempt to dislodge him. Zeke, however, wrapped the vine around its neck, tightening it like a noose. The bear's oxygen-starved brain finally succumbed and it collapsed to the ground. Act 3. The final battle. The third bear arrived, even larger and more deranged than the previous 2. Its roar shook the trees, and even Zeke seemed momentarily unsure. He glanced at the Centauri vessel hovering invisibly above, as if sensing their presence. "You watching this? Hope you're taking notes," he said, wiping sweat from his brow. The Centauri crew erupted in a flurry of discussion. Was he addressing them directly? Impossible. Humans lacked the technology to detect cloaked ships. Yet his tone carried an uncanny certainty. The final battle was nothing short of legendary. Zeke used the environment to his advantage, luring the bear into a rocky crevasse. When the creature charged, he sidestepped at the last moment, causing it to tumble into the ravine. It hung precariously by its claws, roaring in frustration. Zeke approached, picking up a hefty boulder. For a moment he paused, as if considering mercy. Then he shrugged. Survival of the fittest. With a grunt, he hurled the boulder, sending the bear plummeting to its doom. Epilogue. Galactic shockwaves. Back on the Eclipticon, the crew was silent. Valek replayed the footage 3 times, hoping to find some flaw or logical explanation for what they'd just witnessed. This can't be right, one officer muttered. The human was unarmed, outnumbered, outclassed. And victorious, Valek said, her voice trembling, against 3 hyper-aggressive predators. The footage was immediately transmitted to the Zentari High Council. Within weeks, humanity was reclassified from a Class Omega world to Class Zeta, a designation reserved for species capable of unpredictable and disproportionately destructive feats. On Earth, Zeke returned to his cabin, oblivious to the galactic attention he'd garnered. He sat by his fire, roasting another marshmallow, and muttered, "Stupid bears. Ruined a perfectly good camping trip." Above him, Zentari scholars debated for centuries whether humanity was an anomaly or a harbinger of something far more dangerous. They never dared to visit Earth in person.